Ladies and gentlemen, how are you? We're back coming to you from a very hot Melbourne today, this afternoon, Sunday afternoon down here. It's about 38 degrees here today. Very warm, very, very, very warm. Let me check what that is in Fahrenheit. Let me see. It's 100 degrees Fahrenheit right now down here. It is a warm, warm summer's day down here. I'm sorry to like I hate summer, but it is hot down here. It is quite warm. Good to see you all. Good to see you all. Thank you to the people who got here early. James Avery gifted a membership. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. Snap Crackle. Hey, good to see you. Gayla's here. Shad. Hey, bud. I hate mornings. I hate mornings. I often hate mornings too. Marilyn Landis, who is our consummate swear word forever. Lynn D, Lisa Foster, Natasha. Who else is here? Moonlight View. Oh my God. Hey, how are you? Retired RN is here. Glitter's here. Jojo. Yeah. The world is going crazy. The world is going a little bit bonkers out there, including in Australia. So I don't know if you play like 2025 bingo with your family on New Year's, but I don't think anyone had a fire, two plane crashes, and now flooding in northern Australia. This really bad flooding up there. And unfortunately, Ping is really, really anxious right now because I haven't heard from Reby, and Reby lives in this area, and I am really hyper worried about her. She is my right hand woman. She does a lot of stuff for this channel. A lot of the artistic direction for this channel has been done by her. I am hyper worried because I have a general idea of where she lives, and I believe they might be in the floodwaters, and I am worried. Hope she actually might tune in today and tell me that I'm got the wrong suburb and that she's fine. But I am really sort of concerned because I haven't heard from her. I haven't seen her in a little while, and yeah, well, she does sort of come and go. She gets busy, but this is literally in her path, so it is not good. I'll show you some of that up there. Actually, let me load this up. Let me load up. So this is in northern Queensland. And I just read a thing that said if you're in the area and you require medical machinery to sustain your life, you need to enact your plan B because they're de-electrifying the electricity grid. So there'll be no electricity because they're worried about the floodwaters, electrifying the water. So they've turned it off for some suburbs. I don't know quite which ones. I'll go through them in a second. Is that is that a new Cody? No, no, I've had this forever. I've had this for like forever. I've had my beard and goatee for like forever. I don't think I've been clean shaven in I don't know 15 years or something like that. 15 years. I don't know. How long when was the last time I clean shaved everything off? Like 10, 15, 10, 15, 10 years or so? And 10 years or so. So I've had the it was a lot longer and then I cut it back and then it's a bit neater right now. Although I forgot to shave at the wedding. So I've got like all these crazy long hairs and no, I know, but I could have trimmed some of the spiky stuff. It could have made it look a little neater for a wedding. It doesn't matter. Yes. No, it's not a new goatee. I've still got the same one, which is weird because it's going more orange as I get older. When I was younger, it was very dark. It was very black, and it's gone bright orange. Hey, you are here. I am so petrified, worried for you. Are you all right? Please tell me you guys and your mom and everyone is okay. Yeah, let me know. Actually, if you want to call in, let me know. I'll give you the link and you can tell me what's going on from Townsville if you've got time. let me know and I can send you a link. I am really worried about you guys. I know it's only in certain parts up there, but yeah. So they got like urgent flood warning as torrential rain smashes North Queensland, and they're telling some people get as high as you can. So they're saying North Queensland is currently facing a flood disaster as thousands of residents are urged to seek higher ground or evacuate their homes by midday. They say heavy rain continues to impact areas of Herbert and Lower Burdekin. I'm probably saying that wrong. All the locals will laugh at me. So it's and the North Tropical Coast, extending from Mackay to Cairns. Mackay to Cairns, that is a hell of a distance. They're saying authorities have warned the incoming floods will be dangerous and life threatening, with thousands of Australians warned to move to higher ground as soon as possible. They're saying these rain totals will be very similar to when they get a cyclone. And they say cyclone like rain totals have lashed Townsville and the surrounding areas with forecasts of 200 to 400 millimeters of rain expected through Sunday into Monday. So in Australia, it is Sunday right now. So that is from today till tomorrow. They're expecting the highest totals. They're saying residents have reported seeing rainwater seeping through their floorboards with fears the rains could reach the second story of buildings. The Bureau of Meteorology's Dean Narramore, hey, I actually know Dean. Hey, Dean, said weekend rainfall could lead to flooded homes, businesses, and properties, landslides, and further road closures. He says we're likely to see widespread falls of anywhere from 200 to 400 millimeters almost on a daily basis, with isolated falls in excess of 900 millimeters possible. What? That's like a meter of rain, right? Yeah. A meter, a liter. I don't know. It's a lot of rain. In a in Australian terms, it's a see you next Tuesday amount of rain. It's a see you next Tuesday load of rain. We could even be talking about places in excess of, yeah, of 1 meter. So they're saying there will be possibly over a meter of rain. That is a lot of water. So because we have a lot of Americans, now I have to do some math. So that is like 3.2 feet of rain. So if you're an American, that's like 3.5 foot of rain that could fall on this region. That is that is bonkers, bonkers. Yeah, it is really bad up there. Kathy says, "Okay, who plotted against me so I wouldn't get a notice that ping was on?" It sent out a notice. I got it even on my phone. So I subscribed to my own channel from a different account to make sure the notifications go out, and I got one today. Maybe they ration them. Maybe they're like, "Oh, you only have like 1,000, just over 1,000 subscribers, so we only give you like 20% of your subscriber base of notifications." They ration them. There's too many notifications going out, so they want to like, make sure people only get some of them. Let's see. Yeah, can you do that? I'll send you a link, my friend. Hold on. I'll email it to you. I'll email it. Check your email. Give me a sec. I will copy it in. I'll send you it to your email. Hold on. Call in, my friend. I want to speak to you. Oh, no, that's not how you do that, ping. Maybe Hella was right. Maybe I am a boomer with the technology. Okay, call in. Hey, Reby, that's the link I'm sending you is an invite link. You can, I don't know, I think you can turn off the camera if you want. You don't have to have the camera on. You can just, I'm sure you know how to use it. You're way smarter than me. All right, here we go. You can set whatever settings you want. I'll hear you when you jump on. It'll go ding ding. So, all right, we're taking the ninth caller for tickets to, I don't know, Pearl Jam. Call in to our show and tell us if you're going to be the 150th caller. And we'll get you 2 tickets to the Coliseum on Monday night. Hey guys, how are you? Good to see you. Hey Emily Narb, good to have you. Yeah, let me show you if I can get some Let's even get some footage. Yeah, this was it. So this is Ingham. Their power is off. This is the people who had the de-electrified grid. That's bonkers. They're saying they won't have a restoration time until flood threat has passed, and assess sort of like the electricity grid. They say if you rely on electrical med equipment, enact your plan B now. That is not good. There's a lot of people who have respirators or like, other oxygen machines or things that pump medication or who knows, but there's a lot of them. And those people are going to have to figure out what to do with no power. Hopefully they have generators or, yeah, CPAP machines for people who can't sleep. Like they have, my dad had CPAP and he had sleep apnea and he had the surgery in his nose where they widen your nasal passage and he almost died during surgery. He also crashed a car on the way to his work because he fell asleep behind the wheel because the sleep apnea was making him like exhausted, and he rode off a car because he fell asleep behind the wheel because the sleep apnea was like basically killing him. I'm pretty sure he died from it in the end. I haven't spoken to him in, I don't know, 25 years, but he was a sick man from sleep apnea. Very sick. Reeby, okie dokie, banana okie. Yes, all right. Hey, hold on. Let me see if she's all right. Is she all right? Hey, I can see her in the background. Hey, my friend. Hi. When you're ready, just give me the okay symbol. When she feels like she's good and ready. She can probably hear me, but I can see her. You guys can't see her. I'll keep an eye on her. Yeah. So I hope her and her mama are doing okay. They're sweet people. Let's see. Wendy. Yeah, it is very brutal. She's. Hope she's all right. You're okay. All right. I'll bring you on, my friend. She can probably hear me, but
I can.
see her. You guys can't see her.
Hello, but I got to turn off my thing.
Talking.
How can I hear you? I can't hear you.
You can't hear me? I can
Can't
hear you.
you.
Because if you play the audio
I can
from
only
the
hear you if I have you on my thing.
I hope her and her mama are doing they're sweet people. It's going to cause a reverb. Yeah, it is very brittle.
Okay, you can hear me speak, but I can't hear you.
Okay, hey, just pause it, and I'll let you talk about what's going on in Townsville. Okay, just pause me and then talk about what's going on up there. Okay.
I need headphones. No, I'm stupid. I know what's wrong.
No, you're not stupid.
I got it. I had my sound turned down because I watch you on my computer, but I listen to you on my iPad.
Okay, I gotcha.
So
All right, we're good now?
Yes. Hi, everyone.
How are you, my sweet friend? It's good to see you.
Yes, finally got to go face to face. Well, it's very, very wet here, indeed. The rain.
Hold on, I have to get my headphones on. Hold on.
Okay.
Now I can hear. How are you and your mum doing?
We are okay. We're lucky we're not in any of the flood zones.
Oh, good. I'm happy about that.
The rain has actually just stopped, like coming right down, just only in the past 2 minutes, right? It's been really raining hard and blowing, wind since about 6 o'clock last night. And on Friday night it was the same thing, but it actually stopped at about 9 o'clock and then didn't start up until yesterday afternoon. So it gave a chance for a lot of water to get away. But so it's pretty much been raining for almost 24 hours, really hard. My brother has self-evacuated early this morning from his home, but another extended family member who's only a couple of streets away, they had the police and the army come and ask them to evacuate, so they had to leave. And the sad thing is, my brother, he actually lost his house in the floods that happened in 2019. Um, the reason they left, self-evacuated, because they didn't want to be picked up by the zodiacs and having to go out in the deep water and go through that stress, which is
So I have the radar. I don't know if you can see the screen right now, but
yeah,
I
and
actually have the Townsville radar up right now, and you can
yeah,
just see like those rain bands coming through, especially a lot of that yellow and orange, and it's
mm,
just repetitive. It's tracking constantly over the same area.
yeah.
Um,
Well, what they said is
Brutal.
the low has basically stopped moving and it's just sitting right over the top of this area, and so just dumping rain. It's not going anywhere. Um, you know, it, I don't know why. You don't understand the weather situation more than I would. But yeah, so we've exceeded all records, I think, for water being dumped. But actually, further north, just a little bit further north, about Narraway in Ingham, that has actually been hit pretty hard. My nephew, who's a policeman, he was sent up there on Friday, and Friday he was twiddling his thumbs, thinking, "What the hell am I doing here?" And now he is saying that it's far worse than they thought it was going to be. He's with the water rescue people, helping them. And my brother said that he expects to be rescuing people off their roofs later on tonight. Um,
I hope he keeps safe out there, and thank you for everything he does.
mm,
It takes brave people to
mm.
go out there and be the ones to help other people. So.
Yeah, yeah. So he's very lucky. I felt quite good that he's actually with the water rescue people, because I know that he'll be safe with them, no problem. And
They're the ones that got all the boats.
that's right. And my sister-in-law today, one of the reasons why they self-evacuated is because they last time they had very little notice to get out, and they knew the stress that people staying put the rescuers under, to come and get them out. So they didn't want to do that to the rescuers and also to themselves. So that's why they left early and went to higher ground and relatives' places, because it's
I think the memories are still in people's minds from not only 2019, but a little further south, they had the Lockyer Valley and Brisbane floods. Like, there's been quite a few, even the ones further inland, like about 5 years ago. And I think it sticks in people's mind, the aftermath and the loss of life.
hmm
So.
yeah, and like my I know that my brother, after losing his house and going through that sort of stress, and he it was a lot of PTSD, a lot of PTSD around it. You know, they're um, so yeah, everybody's feeling it. I actually had no idea that it was coming. I was out doing medical things on Friday morning, and it wasn't until I come out and spoke to the receptionist, and we just said, "Oh, we're getting really heavy rain," and she's going, "Oh, this is happening." I had no idea. Um, it's like snuck up on me. Uh,
So
so
I actually wonder, a few days ago, the Bureau of Meteorology, and I think it was Dean Narramore, who was one of their senior forecasters, they were actually expecting maybe up to, well, they weren't, it was sort of like a puff piece on weather, but they were saying there was a possibility of multiple cyclones forming across
yes,
the north of Queensland. And I wonder if one of these low pressure systems is a failed cyclone. That's what I'm
possibly.
wondering.
They haven't said that, but it's more likely that it is. But there's such wild weather all around the world. The heat that would have gone into the upper atmosphere from all the fires in the US. Really, that's just over the Pacific. I don't know how the winds blow. I don't know how that works, but there's been such strange events. We've got the freezing in places. We've got fires. We've got it's crazy. So
Well, I can
have to
tell
be
you.
all.
Do you remember when they had that just north of Australia? I think I had it on my show last year. There was a volcano that exploded, and it was, I think it was near Tonga. Do you remember
Yep.
that one?
Mhm.
the ash from that went so high into the atmosphere.
Mhm.
Apparently, it's still circulating our globe, and
Mm.
apparently, they believe it'll affect our weather for the next 7 years.
Yep.
So all the particles that went up in the eruption, they believe it'll modify the type of weather we're going to get. And they said more rain, more dampness. So
Mm.
that may
Yeah.
be the maybe partial cause of this.
Yeah. I think that it's all connected. Well, the dinosaurs were taken out by um, ash cloud, weren't they? After or
I
eruption
don't
or
know. It depends who you are. Some people are like, are they real? Did someone plant these bones here for people to find?
something. Do we have a flat Earth? I know. I know. Um, I I don't know how the weather works. You got a better. I just don't like it happening. It gives me slight um, locked in Shanghai vibes as well. The locked in and not being able to leave. And my
So,
poor cat Bunny, she's suffering because she can't go out and find lizards. So she's
uh,
her own cat now. She doesn't have a catio to go to, and she's finding it really difficult.
when you lived in China
Yeah,
and you went, so you lived there, how long did you live there for altogether, like in one go?
18 years.
Really? 18 years non-stop. Like, wow,
Uh,
that is a long
yeah,
period of
pretty much.
time.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Mm.
So how would you say, because they have problems over there with like atmospheric smog and pollution. Is their weather completely different to like what you get in Australia, like year round?
Yes, there's and it's changed over time. So in 2000 and so it would have been 20 years ago. I left 2005. I went over in August, and then it was very smoggy environment. You couldn't see in front of you like 200 meters. It was could only see like blue skies 5 times a day after big storms and stuff. Um, it's changed over time because they've put in their policies for cleaning up the air and the environment, and so they stopped relying on fossil fuels and started to go to nuclear energy and alternative energy. And over the years, you can actually see how that's actually helped clean up the environment itself. So the weather has changed, but they also use a lot of technology like what do they call it? Seeding they seed the
Like the
cloud.
CCTV? Oh,
Uh,
they do the I know what you're talking about. It's the silver iodine, and
yeah,
they
they put
seed
them
the
in
clouds for rain. Yeah.
the clouds for rain, and and because it's such a vast country, they have different types of events. So in the northwestern sort of area, or even into Beijing, which is in the north, they have it's near the Gobi Desert, and so if they have windstorms, they can have sandstorms that go right across and cover Beijing um, in in um, in sand. Yeah, in
Very
dust.
much like Arizona. Like
Yeah,
Arizona gets them every monsoon. Yeah.
yeah. And then, but in the northern areas, you actually have the true monsoons and the real heavy rains because it's a subtropical sort of environment, and they have at least 10 cyclones or typhoons, as they call them, a year will actually hit the shores of China. We just don't hear about it. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of news out of out of the Asia Pacific doesn't make it to Australia for our
No,
delicate little ears.
no, you don't. And like one year actually, I think my brother was over. Can't remember year, probably 2016 or something like that. He came over during the summertime, and we had three typhoons or three hurricanes back to back, all lined up, all hitting the coast one after each other.
That would have been a very rough week.
Yes, well, actually, we were traveling. We were in Xi'an to see the Terracotta Warriors, and he got concerned and wanted to go back to Shanghai early. So we booked our flights to get back to Shanghai because he didn't want to be stuck out in the west of China while that was happening. It's yeah, so because it's like any big country, America. Australia, such a vast different weather events happening in different places, right? Right up in near Russia, they have basically it's ice. You know, it's like Siberian sort of weather.
They also, I learned this recently that China actually has one of the like it's outside of the USA. They have one of the largest yearly totals for tornadoes. They
Yes.
actually get a ton of tornadoes throughout China, and I had
Hmm.
no idea about this until I started seeing video of it. And they get
Mm.
these giant tornadoes that just rock through a
Mm.
city, and they
Mm.
just blow down like a skyscraper or whatever. And it's I've
Um,
never seen anything like it.
yep, out in the western part, yes, definitely. And you know, um, we just don't hear about it in the West of what's actually happening in the country. It's not that they stop people from hearing about it, it's just nobody picks it up at
It's
all.
a little bit of both. I think with the great, the Great Red Firewall, um, it sort of goes both ways. So because they sort of have, although everyone uses a VPN in China, um, it sort of goes both ways. So some things don't get out, and then some things don't go back the other way either.
Mm.
And then some of it's just interest. Like I don't think a ton of Australians really even care what goes on daily in China anyway. So.
Well, and yeah, and they don't. And the other thing is that the news is actually the way that it used to be, or at least in Australia in the 1970s and 80s. They don't have 24-hour news channels there. They do, but they're business news. They're not focused on finding out the next door neighbour to the person who was in the accident. You know, when they grew up, they're you know, how did you know this person? So if there is an event where people are killed, you hear about it in the morning news, you hear about it in the lunchtime news, the evening news, and the late news. And
Very
that's
much like when we grew up in like the 70s, 80s and 90s where you only had 3 times a day where you got your news and that was it.
yeah, the first, I was there for their first ever big press conference that the government actually gave, and that was with the massive earthquake that happened in 2008. That was in Chengdu, which is down the bottom and west, right? Right. Down the bottom west, Chengdu, and in Sichuan. And I felt that 3,000 kilometers away in a small city over the other side of the Yangtze. I actually felt it that actually happened. And it was that year that was the first time the government had a press conference because they just didn't have that 24-hour news cycle. It's the first time they actually had things happening, the news there all the time to find out what was happening with the earthquake.
So
Just so
were you there for 2011 for Japan
for yes, yeah, 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 Fukushima, yeah, yeah. Oh,
for the
oh, I've
great
got some
earthquake?
stories about that. That was actually quite an interesting time from a cultural sort of point of view, and I learned a lot. So everybody was very concerned about the radiation getting into the water, and Chinese people like fish a lot, and so you know they were concerned about eating the fish and so forth, and um, rain coming, you know, and killing everybody. So to stop the radiation, they heard that iodine is a really good source to stop radiation affecting your thyroid because it's how radiation affects your thyroid apparently. So they stripped the shop of the pharmacies of all iodine products, right? Iodine tablets, of which they take there. So if you get a really bad sore throat or something, you take iodine tablets to kill off the infection.
Like yeah, that red stuff, yeah.
Yeah, it's disgusting, but it does work. It does work. Anyway, so once all the iodine was gone, they're like, oh well, iodine is just actually salt. So they stripped all the shelves of all the salt. Everybody was bulk buying salt.
Oh my God.
No, and it gets worse. And they're like, okay, there's no salt left. So they went, oh, soy sauce is made of salt, and so they just bought all the salt. And I saw this happen because I had to walk past a shopping centre, the entrance to a shopping centre to get to the metro to go to work. And it was really early one morning, and all these people were outside, all like hundreds of people waiting to get into the supermarket to go buy their salt. And in the afternoon, I went in there to get some food, and anything that had salt in it stripped.
There's no flavor in this town. We have no flavor.
Anything with some sort of iodine or salt in it, and it was just funny. And everybody's trying to stop that from happening. The government saying, it's not true. It's not true. You can't take enough salt to get rid of radiation poisoning. Um, but yeah, it's an interesting cultural thing of how misinformation actually can fly through their internet very, very quickly and make people panic buy and panic about stuff. So,
So did you actually feel the original 9.8 or whatever it was, 9.5 that actually happened off the coast of Japan? Did it make it to China?
no, I didn't feel that at all. I didn't feel it. Didn't feel it.
Ah,
Just
okay.
the effects of it. Didn't feel it at all. The Shanghai is actually not on a fault line or that, but it sent my friend at the time. He was in Hangzhou, which is a town outside of Shanghai, and when this earthquake hit, it actually sent off the alarms in his building. They had to evacuate because it was so strong. Like it was amazing. It's,
That's the only one we've ever had is Melbourne went through a weird period over the last couple of years where we had all these earthquakes. We had that really big 5.5 that happened during the pandemic. That was really quite a large one for Melbourne. And then we had that other one about a year ago that happened late at night. And I think we had about 8 of them in about 2 years. It's been a bit strange. We've had a bit of a run of them.
using glitter forever. You put iodine in your baby oil to use as a tanning when you're a teenager. That's disgusting. You put
Nunalana says,
it's,
who is Ping's guest? This is Reby.
oh, I
This is
know,
Reby
Nalana.
from chat. So, um, I heard your baby in the background, Bunny, before.
Oh, did you? I don't
I
think
could hear her mowing. Was that her or was that my cat? Might have been my
might have
cat.
been yours because it's not hers. I think she's sleeping somewhere. I could. Oh, last night I couldn't find her. But I heard her cry at a distance, and I thought, oh, is she in the catio? Is she gone outside? So I'm outside with the torch, getting drenched. I couldn't find her, and she must have. I put something into her pantry, and she got locked in there.
Oh no, I've done that. I
Oh,
we have a back room that's just like a storage room. And I was
mm-mm.
like, "Where's Muffin?" I'm like, "I couldn't find him," and I'm looking for him, and all of a sudden I hear like distant meows, and I'm like, "Where are they coming from?" And eventually I figured out that he somehow snuck into the back room when I opened the door, and when I finally opened it, he just bolted out. He was like, "Oh my God, I'm free! I'm out of the trapped room." They get into funny places, these
Oh,
animals.
yeah, because I just couldn't find her. I'm thinking, well, you're not outside. I've checked everywhere. And yeah, it's strange. So, um, Marilyn Clausen, yes, the Shanghai ambassador gave many people who needed it passports. He is famous in Israel. What did he do? What did the Shanghai ambassador do?
I have no idea. I often don't follow the Shanghai ambassador. I mean, I'm not his personal assistant. I don't know. What is
Yeah.
it? The Shanghai ambassador gave many people who needed a passport. He is famous in Israel. Okay, had no idea. Never heard that before.
Oh,
Actually,
actually that's true. In the World War Two, the ambassador in Shanghai gave a lot of people passports, and they came to China. There is actually in Shanghai, there's a very big Jewish community with the mosque. What do they have? They don't have
a
a mosque.
synagogue.
Synagogue. They have a big synagogue, beautiful, and then all these very um, European style areas where they lived, and yeah, it's very, very interesting. Big history of how Shanghai actually took in a lot of refugees during World War Two. Who'd have figure? So strange how that you never think that that would be the case.
Just trying to switch to a different weather map here. I just want to have a look.
Oh, so that's what, yeah, you're going to. It's very true, Marilyn. It was very interesting, this man who organised that. And then after the war, many of the Jewish people actually went to Australia. So they immigrated there because it was closer, and the others actually went back to Europe. That's the story from the history museum that they have there. But yeah, fascinating. And somebody just found a whole bunch of books written in uh, German and uh, 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 I don't even know Arabic. No. What are they? Yiddish? I don't even know. Anyway, the Israeli language. They just found a whole lot of them that they want to send back to Israel.
I had no yeah, I very interesting. I had no idea about that. You would know better than me because you lived there for so long. Do you, you went back last year, didn't you, for a little bit? You went on
Yes, I
holiday for
did. I did. Just for a little bit, and I got sick. I've spent most of my time in
That's
my
right.
hotel actually with the robot. I sent you the video of the robot
You
delivering
did. That's
food.
right.
So funny. Yeah, that was. But I've got no passport now. My passport's run out, so I can't go anywhere.
You have to reapply and get a new one on they're really expensive now. I think they're
Yes,
over a couple of $100 or something now
but close over $500 now for a 10-year passport. So
for a 10-year. Wow.
I had the I had my application form with my Sue, my business partner's here actually. She's come up for the weekend. She's stuck now. She can't get out, and
She's she's going to
she
be in the ride with you.
out of my office. She's in the dining room now working on something, and she wanted some paper, and I said, "Have this. It's my application, which is dead. I can't use it. So you can use it
Uh,
with scrap paper. So I can't go anywhere. Um,
do they know when she may be able to get back on the road out of Townsville or
well, the airport has been closed from 12:30 today, and all flights have been cancelled for today and tomorrow. She's supposed to be leaving on Tuesday. So, and I don't think tomorrow I'm supposed to go back for another pelvic scan, pelvic ultrasound, to see what's happening there. And I don't think I'll be going somehow. I don't think it's going to be
I, I
open.
I
I
would
don't
be
think I
surprised if
can
the
get
airport's
through. I don't
open.
think I get to the road. The road will be closed.
Well,
So
I
I,
think if we switch to this thing here, I can show people some of the flood images here.
mm,
Here's a measuring stick on a. It's probably looks like it used to be a road, and you can see here it's already close to that 1 meter mark on this measuring stick here, and
mm,
it's getting close to that 2 meter mark here. So that used to be a road, now looks like a new river, and yeah, that gives you an idea of the height of the water in some places near Reby. So,
mm.
are you a little bit elevated where you are, like in your area?
No, I just happen to be
You don't have
further.
to give away the area. It's
No, no,
fine.
no. I'm further away from the river, I think, or just
Okay.
out of the zone of the river. So not far away from me, the river bends from to come from the dam. So it goes from the dam and it goes down and then it bends and turns around and then goes out to sea. So we're close to that bend. This time round in 2019, I was in China. Actually, I wasn't. I was in London when it happened. I was getting messages when I was in London on holidays. But the dam got overfull. It was like 300 at 300%, and they were very concerned it was going to burst, and so had to let go of a lot of water very quickly. And that caused a lot of flooding. This time round, they've been letting water out um, much more frequently, so not large amounts. So and it's actually stopping a lot of the flooding from happening. And we don't have a king tide as well. So the king tide, because these are tidal rivers, would really it makes it even more dangerous. Yeah,
You don't get that double whammy of the flooding plus the king tide at the same time, so you don't
exactly.
get that double raise of water.
Yeah.
So,
This
um,
one, however, is the problem is that the rain has been continuing for far more days than it was in that original event. another brother of mine, I have a very big Catholic family. He lives also close to the river, but elevated up. And this morning he went for a walk to have a look at the river and said that the river was at the same level as 2019, and we've still got 2 days of rain to come.
It's really concerning. I was going to show people if I can flip to here.
Yeah, it is the
Where
Weather Channel, right, Field?
if you can go, if I can show you this, this is the synoptic situation right now. This is that low pressure system right here, and you have. I'm a bit rusty. I'm guessing that's a trough. I'm guessing that's a trough, and you have it here. So it's all getting pushed up into this top corner basically, and being held. You can see it like that's what this big loop is, and it's being dragged here, and it's basically sitting right over Townsville and the north of Queensland. Um, you can see why that's so bonkers because it's just going to sit there and dump rain until it gets released or moves past. And I don't know if it's going to go this way and come out. I have to look at the animation, but yeah, you guys got a few more too. There's one over here that looks like that cyclone that is going to move away, and then you got a couple of lows here too. These were these other ones that they thought were going to turn maybe into cyclones, but I don't think they ever did. I think this one did, which was really strange. Originally, they said they thought the one that had the best conditions to turn into a cyclone was the one up here near the Gulf of Carpentaria, up here, or whatever it is up here near Northern Territory. The one in the little Gulf here. They thought this one up here was going to turn into the cyclone because it had the best conditions, but it ended up being the one all the way over here somewhere on the Western Australian side. So they got it wrong. They got it wrong. It wasn't the one up here. But luckily, because otherwise it may have moved south and then moved over you, and it may have got even worse. So
Yeah, well, just for everybody, think if you want to understand just from the type of weather events that you have, say in the US, if you actually flip Australia the other way to you, so the way that we are, we're like as close to the equator as Florida is to the equator, but from the other direction. So the same sort of weather patterns and lots of hurricanes, we call cyclones, lots of big monsoonal rain events. Um, yeah,
that's
hot.
how I explain it too. I always say just flip it the other way around. And Queensland is very much like, I call it like a mix of Florida, uh, sort of like Florida and Texas.
Yes,
It's sort
yeah,
of like a half of Florida and Texas. More the
mm,
northern point of Queensland is more Florida, and
yeah,
then the southern part of Queensland is more like Texas. So,
mm.
yeah, that's how I explain it to people.
Yeah, or even I would even say the Carolinas. If you go down to the southeast of Queensland, it's more like the Carolinas. That
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
near the Riverina and all that. Yeah, definitely. Like
yeah,
near the border region,
mm,
definitely.
yeah.
Yeah, it's an
Look at us
interesting state.
knowing our geography in the states. It's amazing.
Well, if you go back to when I first started this channel, you may have a different opinion. It's sort of improved over the 500 or so shows we've done now.
Yes.
Um,
I do try to study up where places are. I didn't even know. I looked up the other day that I'm like, what is this Baja, California, or California Baja? That little
Haha, yeah.
it hangs off the end, and I'm like, oh, that's California. It's Mexico. It's not even California. So yeah, learning all the time. Learning all the time.
Reby, I'm happy to keep you on for as long as you want.
No, well, I think
But
what we've been talking about with true crime, I've been a bit busy with my mama of late and myself, so I've been listening. I just haven't been on. But
that's all right.
this morning I was like, I've got to contact Ping so he can tell everybody that I'm okay. That's what
Yeah, I
I
was.
forgot. I promptly forgot. Probably the biggest problem we've got here, apart from poor Bunny Cat not being able to go out and collect lizards for our pantry, is the toilet is not working. The sewer system has been overwhelmed with water. So if we flush the toilet, it gurgles and fills up, and stuff.
Ah,
So
interesting. So
yeah,
it's been like inundated with the
yeah,
sewer system's probably been inundated with flood water, so
flood
it's
water,
not pressurized anymore.
right, and it's causing issues. So we're having some problems with that. But everything, yeah, it is awful, Maryland. We've relegated one toilet, my mother's ensuite toilet, as the poop toilet. So we don't because my toilet on my side of the house it floods right up to the top and then gets sucked down like it's a tsunami getting sucked out, yeah, and then slowly gurgles
Crazy.
its way back up. And yeah, the first time it happened yesterday afternoon, Sue and I were like, "Ah, what's happening?" And my
Jeez.
brothers were apparently saying, "Oh, you might have to put a sandbag in it to stop the water from coming up."
A
Like, oh,
sandbag.
yep,
Jeez.
sandbags in it. So yeah. Uh,
Well, Reby, please keep safe and keep your mama safe. I hope the water doesn't start to move a little bit, towards you guys. But I know that your whole
everybody,
town will be bad.
everybody's in trouble. You know, it would be really a big disaster. I have another brother actually. He lives in a new estate, and the river that the creek that he lives off is coming up and up and up. So he's watching that. But the river that the creek is off has taken out the bridge and their main entrance, or the only entrance in and out of their development. It's a new development, but the developers have actually opened up a back track for them to get onto the highway if they needed to get out at any time. So it's all a bit makeshift.
It definitely, I know that there's people sandbagging, there's trucks that are stuck, it's going to take a while to get everything back to normal. Even the
Yeah, and
seaside areas look
there's
bonkers.
people that have gone to the centres, you know, evacuation centres, um, to because they've got nowhere to go. One of them, thankfully, a new one opened up this morning that allows pets, which I think is fantastic, as long as the pets are in a crate or and a crate is big enough for them to walk around. So, hi, Danny. Oh,
Yeah, there's another photo. I'm not. Look at that. There's the water coming under the bridge, and it looks like it's come onto the roadway. So
I'm
I'm
just
not
trying
sure
to
where that
think
is.
where that is. How far away that is. I think that is yeah, that's the main highway north. Yeah, going up north. So that would be cutting off some of the newer suburbs that are growing, and people won't be able to get through unless they get through on that the old bridge there, the
Have they
new yeah.
have they said anything about whether you guys will still be able to get to like Woolworths or Coles? Are they still going to be able to keep supplies coming in over the next few days, or?
To tell you the truth, I have no idea. It has not come up on any of the disaster relief. I'm just hoping that people are not being made to go to work through this
On Monday?
on
Yeah.
Monday. All the schools have been cancelled already. That's already gone out. But I've heard nothing about supermarkets and service stations. Basically, if you don't need to go out, you shouldn't be on the roads. And, I think that most of us will be able to survive a couple more days with what we've got in our pantries, hopefully. Or, use your neighbours. There's no need to go out in this at all. If you were in a four-wheel drive and you wanted to go through a little bit of water, not what you see on the screen, don't ever, ever, ever go through that. That's just disaster waiting to happen. Um,
Yeah, we actually had that
I'd never go out.
story. I
I'd
think it
never go out of
was.
the sedan. I'd never go out in a normal family car in this, because the gutters would be the sidewalks gutters. I don't know what you call it. Would be like coming right into the road, and so you'd have to go through lots of water, and it's just disaster for people in this people and wrecking your car if you get water into your engine. you don't want it to stop. So if you don't need to go out, don't go.
We had a story on the
Yeah,
channel a
Marilyn,
while ago.
all the gas. We the gas tanks should actually have some should not get the water into them, but I'm sure that some of the older gas stations actually could have problems with cracked tanks. Yeah, but we shouldn't. Yeah.
This story here is why you don't drive, or they didn't drive through floodwaters. I think they were trying to through it or escape or whatever. Not blaming them, just saying that these kind of tragedies do happen if you end up in some sort of floodwater. I'm not saying you did it deliberately or whatever, but it's just unpredictable. You could get into like a tiny bit of water and get swept away. You could go through a big bit of water that's quite deep and be fine. It depends on like what's under it. Is it solid? Is it moving? How fast is that water moving? It only takes like very small amount of water to float a car. It's only like a few inches, and it'll literally just float your wheels, and you'll have no traction, and then
It's
you're at the mercy of the water flow. So
Very, very true. I was really surprised actually seeing that. Or what year was it? I think it was 2016 in Shanghai. I just moved to a new apartment, and I I I got caught in a flood walking home from the supermarket between the school I was in, and basically got caught for like 4 or 5 hours sitting on the stairs of a bank, and I watched the water come up, and it was just the cars that were parked were just bouncing up and bouncing into each other, and then you'd have idiots in bigger four-wheel drive sort of cars coming along at full speed and making the water just like waves, and the cars are crashing into each other, and it's just crazy, crazy. It's a few more stories than that. I hurt myself too, but yeah, it didn't take that much, probably only about a couple of inches of water um,
yeah.
to do it. I was really, really surprised how little, and then how far it went up after that. But anyway, I'll let
So
you go back to your. I was actually trying to have a sleep, but I it flicked up a message on the on that you were on. I'm like, oh, I'll come. I only had about 2 hours sleep last night because I was making sure my family were okay and prowling around with the cat.
well, I hope they are okay, and I hope you and your mum and your friend, your business partner, I hope
Yeah,
she's able to get home on Monday.
it's okay. She can stay here a bit longer. I might throw her a t-shirt if she doesn't have enough clean clothes.
You guys can get some more work done
Well, we'll
on your
try to get some
business.
more work done. Try to get this business working. Let's hope, hey.
I hope it does. I hope it does. You've worked very hard on it over the last 12 months.
Too. And anyway, we've had a few hiccups with the old health, but hopefully that is getting back on track now. But lovely to yeah, have me back again, Ping. So we
I
can have
will. Come back again.
yeah, we can talk about other things and maybe our lovely chatlings, our dear friends who I love. I actually miss you guys. You've no idea. I talk about you as if I know you personally, of which I don't. Oh, actually, Thing, I have a surprise coming away. I might have to get that well hidden postal address.
Oh yeah, I can give it to you in my
Well hidden postal address.
yeah, I can get it to you. It's all good.
Yeah. So we might just have to wait. But yes, I have something special. And
Oh, thank you.
special maybe for everybody else too.
Maybe.
Maybe. Yes, I think it's a gala. Yeah, Mel, it's great to have a. Yes, I'll come back. I'll come back again, but hopefully not when there's a disaster at my doorstep. Hopefully for a disaster at somebody else's doorstep, a crime maybe.
Yes, maybe a true crime at someone else's place.
at someone else's expense. Or I can tell you about my cousin, the double murderer. There you go.
Oh yeah, come back and tell us that story.
Yes, yes.
Hey, I love you, my friend. Keep
Yeah,
safe
love
out there with you and your
you.
family,
Yeah.
okay?
Hi, Mrs. Ping. And you keep warm, keep cool, because it's cold, hot down there today, isn't it?
Yeah, like 40
38 or
degrees down here.
30 something, really bad. Okay, see ya. Love you guys.
Bye,
Bye.
bye, Reby.
Bye. How do I?
Oh, there we go. There you go. I let it go off so she can fix it herself. Hey, that was really nice of her to come on. I really appreciate it. That was very short notice, asking her to come on. I just saw her in the chat. I um I sent her an email just before the show, so she may not even had time to read it before I started the live show. So that was very impromptu, but it was really great to have her on. She is right in that area. Like I said, I didn't want her to give away her location just for privacy reasons. But like I know where she is. Um, she's right in the middle of the storm. It is not fun up there in Townsville right now. They look at this stuff they're asking people to do. If you are required to evacuate, if the government does issue a evacuate warning for your area, and you're told, "Hey, you have to go." They're saying some people are only getting like short notice because the situation is so fluid. They are like, "Oh, now it's going to be over here, and the flooding's getting a bit higher down there. We think this township is now at risk." Um, like this is like the list they're asking people to take, like battery powered radio, very similar to the USA. Spare batteries, hand sanitizer, toiletries, mobile phone and power bank, and water for a few days, cash, spare clothes, bedding, valuables, a torch, thick gloves. Thick gloves are really important. It's one thing a lot of people forget in their sort of go kit is gloves, but not. You do need some sort of like silicon or what do they call them? Latex type of, gloves. You do need them for medical things or whatever. But you need something thicker that's like made out of some sort of fabric or, if you have to move a tree or your car breaks and there's like sharp metal or glass, you would prefer to have something that can withstand a puncture and not your hand. So that is a good one to know about. And first aid kit and any medication you may need. We'll see what happens. I like this. The local pub stays open as flood creeps to its doorstep. Yep, they ain't going to stop serving beer. These people need to get their beers. And they look like they got some height to it. Look, they've even got a little bit of a ramp access here. So they may be okay. They they may have a bit of water, but they can still serve people a beer or two. Good work. Good work, hotel. And then here, look, these are the people with the boats. So these are, I don't know if these are locals or the people working with the water rescue, but like you heard, Reeby's brother is doing this type of work, helping other people in distress. So I wish him nothing but safety, and hope he gets his job done and gets home. It's a hard job. It doesn't matter if you have a boat or not or a truck. These people that go out there and save other people or bring them fuel or supplies or medicine, they are heroes. These are our local heroes that do this type of work with the boats in floodwaters. So, um, let me see. Hey, how are you? Uh, oh my cousin and I lived in Kurramundi. Can anyone tell me if that's affected area right now? They live right by the water. I'm not sure. I don't know if Reeby's still in the chat. Reeby, do you know if Kurramundi is affected? I'll have to look it up. I'm not a Queenslander, unfortunately. I'll have to look up where it is. I think it's further south. I used to live in the Sunshine Coast in Queensland. I thought Kurramundi was around there, if my memory is telling me correctly. Where is it? Oh, it's near Caloundra, near Moffat Beach in That is the Sunshine Coast. So it's a little further south. That's more near like Mooloolaba, Alexandra Headland, Budrum, that type of thing. It's about, and what is it, like a couple of hours or an hour north of Brisbane. The floods that are happening right now, they're like quite a number of hours north of Brisbane, like quite a drive. You go into the far north Queen. Yeah, I could probably show you the difference. If I can, if I can not be as you know, geography. So this is Ingham right here. This is Ingham. This is where they've already turned off the power. They've de-electrified the grid in Ingham down here. So this whole area has had their electricity turned off because they're worried about the flood water and, you know, electrifying the street. The area Curramundi is way, way, way far south down here. So I'll show you if I can get, if I get all it. So we keep going down the coast. There's Bundaberg, and Curramundi's all the way down here. So they're okay down here. These guys on the Sunshine Coast, they are on a little river inlet here from the beach, but I think they'll be okay. I haven't heard anything about the Sunshine Coast or Caloundra being, you know, affected right now. It's much further up north. So that's the Sunshine Coast region. Brisbane's down here. Brisbane, Curramundi's up here. The floods are sort of way, 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 way up here. Way we go up here. There's Townville. There's Ingham, all the way up the coast, and then back to Ingham. So, and you can see why they have this river, a creek. So there's water that can get into the area through that. There's rainfall. Look at there's the Herbert River here. If this gets a lot of water, it'll probably has or already flooded and spilled its banks most likely with the amount of rain they're getting. So they've got a couple of waterways that come through this area, including Palm Creek and Herbert River. So they have a couple of things. Sorry, I know it's been a very weather intensive show tonight. I promise you, I definitely have some true crime for you. We'll get to it in a second. Yeah, it's a while away. You're in Tennessee. We have a lot of people from Tennessee in the chat. We attract a lot of people from Tennessee. Such a relief thought to my Aussie friends. I'm sure the Australian spirit is to help others, battle through adversity, and then drink a lot of beers after while you're repairing everything. That's what. That's basically the name of the game. Get through the disaster, help people that you can help, and find out who's got all the beers. That's what it is. Who stashed all the alcohol? That's how we do it. But yeah, several towns. You can see sort of the evacuation orders here. So these ones in red are the more ones that are at bigger risks here. So Townsville's right smack bang in the middle. They're in an orange one. So I think it's like watch and act. These red ones are like red alert. Like this is like bad, really bad. So they're sort of either side of Townsville right now, south and north. And that looks like the worst ones. So, by the way, if you are in the region and you are tuning in on some sort of, you're looking for an emergency broadcast, if you have like a little old radio and you don't have electricity or something, which is how would you be watching this show? But anyway, um, these are the radio stations that are currently broadcasting emergency updates and information. So in Townsville, it's 6:30 a.m. on the AM dial, 8:01 in Cairns. If you're on the FM in Cairns, it's 106.7 FM. Cairns North is 95.5 FM. In Mossman, it's 6:39 a.m. And in the Mackay and Whitsundays, it is 101.1 FM. So there you go. Actually, let's watch the premiere here. This was from this morning. So this was a number of hours ago. We're going to get into the nighttime news here in about 50 minutes. But let's see what he has to say. This is a premier of Queensland. Never heard of him before. Didn't they used to have a woman? Was it a woman? Yeah, they had a lady. All right, let's listen to what he has to say.
I just want residents to know my focus is on you. not on others. And the work's been done. I don't think I've ever seen a state as well prepared for a disaster as we are now. And I want residents to know that that is my only focus. So please listen to authorities, and that messaging will continue to come out. And we've done that over several days. I've got a pretty good relationship with the mayors in that region. It's my backyard. I grew up there, and we've been in constant contact for the last few days. And I've found their engagement refreshing, and I want Queenslanders to know we're all working together, including the federal government.
Well, you'd hope the federal government is helping, because otherwise you'd be like, what else do they do except for help the states when they need it? All right. All right, we can move off this. That was a really interesting part of the show. I know a lot of people don't come here for weather. I understand that. Let's get to some true crime. I have some interesting information out of Kentucky. If I can load this. If I can load this. All right, hopefully we don't get blocked. Yep, here we go. So they're saying here in Maysville, Kentucky, the body of a woman who was reported missing in December. So it was a while ago. According to a Facebook post by the Maysville Police Department, officers with the Buffalo Trace Search and Rescue found the body of a 47-year-old woman called Eugenia Harris Cooley near the area of Wald Park in Mason County. We've been to Mason County before. At just before 11 a.m. today. They said it's unclear what happened to Cooley. According to the Post, she was last seen walking out of her apartment complex on Meadow Drive on December 20. Police are now working with the Mason County Coroner's Office to determine her cause of death. That is really weird, right? Here, I'll show you what I found on Facebook for her. And here's a photo. Hopefully I can blow this up a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Here's a photo of Eugenia here. And they were looking for her since the 20th. So a few days before Christmas, she went missing. She was a 47-year-old woman. And now they're saying they did locate her. At approximately 10:56 a.m., officers with the Maysville Police Department and officers with the Buffalo Trace Search and Rescue located the deceased body of Eugenia near the area of Wald Park in Mason County. I have to look that up. What kind of park would a body be able to sit at for like a month? That is odd. I'm going to have to look that up, this particular park. But they're saying here, at this time, investigation is ongoing. She must have been taken to the coroner for an ME exam, so medical examiner is going to have a look at her. And they're saying they would like to thank all those people who assisted in the search for her over the past month and a bit, but that they have finally located her, but they don't know how she got there. So I find that interesting. Here's another one here. And yeah, no real other information except for they did locate her, but I don't have any more information on who might have put her there, how she got from her apartment to this park, and whether they believe there's any foul play, but I I haven't seen anything like that. I would say if they thought it was a natural death, maybe they wouldn't have done the ME. They must either can't figure out if she died from like a heart attack or something. Like she's been out there quite a long period of time. Maybe she's decomposed to a point where they're not able to visually identify her cause of death, which you couldn't with a heart attack anyway. But anyway, I'm just saying. Thornbirds? What? Thornbirds was so good. Good? I don't. Yes. Um. Hey Jen, how are you? Hey sweetheart, it's good to see you, my friend. It's very kind of you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Moonlight View. Oh, Anna Bly. I remember Anna Bly. She did a lot of the floods from before. Rosemary Clooney's from there. Is she? I don't know who that is either. Um, Rachel said, I'm so happy I got to meet Reby. Just so very sorry it's under these circumstances. It was nice to have Reby on. I would have to think it is. Let's have a look at this park. It's called Walled Park in Mason County. All right. Can we get like it's at 523 Lexington Street. Okay, let me see if I can. Okay, it's not what I thought it was. Oh, interesting. Can we get a no, I sorry guys, I want an overview, not a street view. Yeah, here, I'll show you. It's not what I thought it was going to be. It's a baseball diamond, like a baseball park. How would she be here for a month? And wait, where was she missing from? What was the street? Hold on, guys. Near the area. Where was she last seen? On Meadow Drive. Okay. There's Forest, Lexington. We're looking for Meadow. Is it near? Is it just in these blocks here? East 2nd, Plum, Walnut, Union Hall. We're looking for Meadow. Not like directly here anyway, not like super close or anything. Carolina, Bryant, Florence Hill, Elm. Maybe I've missed it, but I don't see a Meadow. I don't see one with an M. Yeah, Central. That's very strange. Unless she was over in this bit. Unless like this is the bit they're talking about. But when I googled it, it came up as this bit here, where the base. See, it says Wold Park, and there's got like a river, limestone creek running through it, and this kind of like wooded area. But there is, if you cross the road, there's a huge this area right here with all this wooded, undeveloped land. Look at this. It goes on for miles. So I don't know if they consider this Wold Park as well. It doesn't have a name on Google Maps, but just trying to find Meadow. How far away this is from her home. Maybe she lived up here? Because, here. No, that's Maddox. Ping, you got to be able to read to do a show. I don't know where she lived, but it doesn't look like it's super close unless I've missed it. Edgemont, Fort Hill. I'd have to Google it because I'm not a local. But interesting place to end up. Wold Park, which looks like a freaking baseball diamond. Like it's got 3. It's got a big one and 2 smaller ones. How does that work with baseball? Someone's gonna have to tell me. How do you play baseball on like this one's like giant and these ones are smaller? Would that be for like little children, like little league, like the young kids, like 8, 9, 10? Would they play on a smaller diamond than like adults or teenagers? So that would be for like adults or teenagers, and this would be for like the little kids or something. That's where my mind goes. But yeah, you got a creek here, and they found her here. So what? No one walked through this area for a month. Seems really odd to me. I mean, it's almost like your worst nightmare. Like I don't know when you listen to a lot of true crime. I don't know if you're like me, but whenever I'm walking through a neighborhood that I'm not, super familiar with, I'm always like, and I see like parkland or something, I'm like, there could be a body in there. There really could be. You know how many times we read a story about like, oh, there was a body there that was like there for like 5 months and the guy just found it. And I'm like, there could be. I could be walking next to someone who is missing. So, I mean, maybe, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was here and they just call this the same thing, because it's only got a road basically separating it. Just that little, so you can get across and then across. This looks like a rail line, and then you're back in through here through all these shops too. So if she was back here, I could understand why no one found her for a month. But at the baseball diamond, there would have to be kids playing whatever in this area during December and January. There would have to be children who come here, even if they're not in school at the time, to play sport or practice or whatever they do have fun. So, not what I thought it was going to be. The kids play on a smaller field. Okay, makes sense. DJ says also softball field might be harder than like a baseball. Yeah. Oh, okay. Interesting. No, it's in winter, so they wouldn't be like kids wouldn't be playing or something. Like they wouldn't just go hang out at a park. I guess kids these days hang out on like the mobile phone. That's their fun. They're like their mum is like, go outside and play a sport. And they're like, I am playing a sport on my phone. I'm playing like, mobile baseball. I'm playing cell phone soccer. I'm playing FIFA. That is a sport, mum. I play sport. I'm an athlete. I play on my phone. My hands are very fit. I do weight training. I train with them every day. I play soccer on my phone. Yeah, so I don't know if we'll find out too much more about this. If it is like she died from natural causes, probably not going to hear too much more about it. But if they find something strange, like how did she end up in a park, then we might hear more about it. But it is good that she has been located. Um, This was a case that I didn't like. I search every day for missing people cases. I have a few different websites I check, a few different Facebook groups and things like that for different, ones I want to use for the show. And I never saw her posted. And I do try and do more people of color that I can find. I don't always get it right, but I try to because I know the disparity between uh, white representation in the media in America and missing people who are of color that don't get very, you know, don't get very much media. Marlene said no one reported her missing. Doesn't seem so. That she just disappeared, and they were just went, "Oh yeah, she just went missing." Like she just vanished, and then they found her in a park around the corner. Um, Too cold to go out? Could be. I mean, it snows in Kentucky, right? They get ice and snow. Um, Cooley was here, Meadow Drive. Let's have a look. I want to just Google it. How far away is that from? Oh, okay. If we go here, okay, we did go past it. Okay. We did go past it, and now it's not showing me the actual. Why does it do that to you? Why did it do that? Oh, hold on. I'll Google. Meadow Drive. Oh, okay. That makes more sense. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Let me show you this. If that is. So we must have gone past it. It's dragging me to here. And Ping's probably blind. Here. So Meadow Drive is right here. It goes around in sort of like a thing here. See, Meadow Drive. And look what's on the back of it. That giant park. That giant lot of like vacant land. Back of her apartment. See? Meadow Drive. I don't know which number, but she lived on Meadow Drive. And then so she wasn't found near the baseball diamond. The baseball diamond's over here. Her place is over here. So she must have been found basically at the back of her street. So maybe she was going to. Maybe there's a shortcut you could take to get somewhere. Yeah, let's zoom out. Not really, unless you're just going for a walk. But unless you wanted to go to the Mexican supermarket down here. but I wouldn't suspect you'd walk through here. Looks like there's a track that runs through here, like a walking track. I don't know why you would be out here. To chase the coyotes? I don't know. Like to meet the bobcat that lives out the back of your property? I'm not sure. It is a little weird. I don't think you'd go exercising through here, would you? You wouldn't like jog through the bushland out here. Yeah, so look, it looks like it was right at the back of her property. So she somehow made it from here to out here. That is odd. I mean, it's happened before. People have died after trying to go exercising or just walking, but something tells me a normal person wouldn't go this way. They'd probably go down like Hill Avenue or something and then head up into town. Like they'd come up into the main street up here and they'd go to the shops or catch a bus or drive, like, or walk into the strip mall or whatever. It seems odd to go through here. There's nothing here. Like there's no shops or, there's nothing out here to go to. It's not like you could take a shortcut to the train station or something like that. Strange. Maybe there is foul play. Maybe. Yeah, it makes more sense now about the park. April B said no one will be back there during winter, especially. Maybe. That's really sad. I will keep an eye on her. I'm going to put her name. Her name is Eugenia. Eugenia Harris Cooley. She was only 47. She wasn't an old lady or anything. She was still a middle-aged woman, and they still said here it's still not known what happened to her, and they're working with the coroner's office and the state medical examiner's office to determine what happened. I don't think they'd put in all that effort if they thought she just fell over and died. I think they have an inkling that maybe something happened to her. Maybe a lover, maybe a DV type of thing. Did someone say, "Oh, I saw her leave. Yeah, she left at 3 p.m." Yeah, do you know how many times we've seen someone who has harmed someone make up some sort of fake timeline and they're all like, "Yeah, I saw them. They went to work at 2:30." Like that happens, in almost every single case. So, who even knows if that timeline is correct or not? That timeline could be fabrication, it could be an early report that's wrong. So, let's wait for the medical examiner. Let's see if they mark it a homicide and we'll go from there. So, there's your update on that poor lady. Let me head out to. Got a couple here that I want to do. All right. Let's go to Oklahoma. We like Oklahoma, It's where all the cows live and tornadoes, snakes and stuff. They say Norman police arrest home invasion R-word suspect after 4-month crime spree. They say a community in Norman can rest easier at night knowing an accused burglar and R-wordist is behind bars. Thank the world. I'm glad he's behind bars. Let's see if we can play this.
A community in Norman can rest easier tonight knowing an accused serial burglar and rapist is behind bars. Norman police arrested the 19-year-old this week attempting to break into another home. News 9's Jennifer Pierce is at the Cleveland County Jail with new details from court documents. Jen?
Amanda, the Cleveland County District Attorney's Office tells me the burglary and rape suspect was arraigned today on 12 felony charges. His bond was set at $1 million. Norman residents near 12th and Alameda have been living on edge since September. Police say that's when 19-year-old Landon Appleby's crime spree started.
What we know is that he typically would look for homes where he was either able to make easy access or there was a door left unlocked.
Police say Appleby would break into homes late at night.
Most often was found by the homeowner or the resident standing in their bedroom.
One victim told investigators she woke up to Appleby raping her. He fled the home before police got there.
This is extremely terrifying. We know the fear that this invoked in this neighborhood. A lot of these incidents were within several blocks of this part of Norman.
This map shows all the reported burglaries from September through this week. A resident of these apartments called police on Wednesday when they heard someone trying to open their front door. Police set up a perimeter and arrested Appleby after a
When you look at that offending map back here, it has to be that here, there it is. He has to be from this local area because all the offending happens within almost the same block. It's in the same block of area, right? So he doesn't live too far. There is an outlier here, but that could have just been for any reason that he wandered down here. But all his offending is in this square right here. So he must have been not far. He must have lived in this local area. The police would have known that. He could have even lived over here and he just walked down here to do all his offending. So it wasn't, you know, in his backyard. But got to be a local to be like offending this often in the same area. Got to be someone who lives close by.
on Wednesday when they heard someone trying to open their front door. Police set up a perimeter and arrested Appleby after a foot pursuit. According to court papers, Appleby admitted to all of the home invasions, attempted burglaries, and the one rape, telling investigators the victim thought he was her husband. Appleby also told police he was breaking into homes to steal money.
We have spent a lot of hours investigative and patrol working in those areas to get this individual into custody.
And police say Appleby lived only blocks from his victims. Live in Norman, Jennifer Pierce, Oklahoma's own News 9.
All right, Jen. In the event Appleby is able to post bond, he will be required to wear a GPS monitor and is not allowed to contact the victims.
Yeah, I'm sure the guy who's breaking in and burglarizing places has $1 million to post for bond. I don't think so. I don't think so. Yeah, he knew the neighborhood for sure. Yeah, he had a $1 million bond put on him. I don't think he ain't gonna post bond. Where's he gonna get $1 million from? Even 100,000 if he did a 10% bond. I don't think he's burglarizing people and going, yes, this is for my nest egg. They're saying a community in Norman can rest easier after his name is Landon Appleby, 19 years old, very young to be this prolific in his offending. Actually, very very young. Here I've got some other photos of Mr. Landon Young. What's his name? Landon Appleby. Here, here's his mugshot. It's not a good mugshot. Looks like it was taken with a 2002 Nokia phone, but sure. And there's him being arrested. I know that's a terrible photo. What's up with these places? There we go. There's him arrested for his, terrorizing a community for a very long time. And there's his mugshot. Good work, detectives. They're saying here, Norman residents near 12th and Alameda had been living on edge. He'd been offending since September. Yeah, he would only break into homes which had like a door unlocked or a window open. They said most often he was found by the homeowner or resident standing in their bedroom. How horrifying for those people. They say one victim told investigators she woke up to Appleby R-wording her. He fled the home before police got there. And they said, that poor woman, man. They're saying a resident of the apartments in the 1600 block of Alameda called police when they heard someone trying to open their front door. That person probably saved a lot of other people from his offending if he wasn't caught. Well done to that person to be very quick onto the phone, and then they were able to set up a perimeter and find him. They said, we have spent a lot of hours, investigative and patrol, working in those areas to get this individual into custody. Police said Appleby lived only blocks from his victim, and in the event Appleby is able to post bond, no, he'll be required to wear a GPS monitor and is not allowed to contact his victims. Well, you'd hope he's not allowed to contact them anyway. He doesn't seem like the type of guy that has maybe 100,000 in the bank. Nikki said, why would the justice system even contemplate giving him bail? I don't know. You'd have to ask the judge. You can't at 19 already with this type of prolific offending in a short space of time. That's not good. Jojo says if he does, he'll start following all the rules immediately, possibly. April B says no, don't let him out. He can't post bond. Yeah, there's no way he can post bond. Yeah, I don't think he can get out. I don't think you'd be robbing houses if you were sitting on a cool 100 grand. I just don't think so. I mean, the R word is different. People do that for not monetary reasons, but the robbery thing, the burglary, doesn't make any sense. Let's see. Yeah. Here. Upon Appleby's arrest, he admitted he R-worded the victim and told police at first she thought he was her husband. Oh, poor woman. Appleby also reportedly admitted to all the home invasions and attempted burglaries, claiming to be in search of the resident's money. Well, you're not going to find it in her vagina. That's not where they keep their money. I know it kind of looks like, a pocket. Could kind of like stash things in there, but I don't think they're keeping like $1,000 in there. I don't think that's what they do. I mean, at least I've never heard of that. I mean, maybe a woman can tell us differently, but I mean, I think that's why they have these things called handbags. They're much more comfortable, less risk of cuts and infection. I just don't think that's what women do with that area. I don't think you're finding any cash there. I'm a DNA detective says some states require a bail option, but in Tennessee it's so high people can't get out. That is true. Could be like first offense, that type of thing, where he is guaranteed a bail amount too. Moonlight View said he must have priors. Doesn't say he does. They would have said he's already been picked up. I don't see that he is known to police. This may be the first time he's got picked up. Yeah, I don't see anything about prior. At least I don't think so. All right, hold on. Let me check the bail thing because he's only 19, which means he's only been an adult for about a year, almost 2 years. 2 days ago. I don't see anything that says that he was known to police or had been picked up on charges before. Let me check this from the Norman Police Department. Okay. So Norman Police Department says they believe there are additional victims or related incidents that were unreported. They say if you have any information that may pertain to the ongoing investigation, to contact NPD at 405-321-1444. They say the incident remains under the NPD Criminal Investigations Division. They saying here, during the course of the investigation, Appleby was connected to and admitted to his role in at least 15 incidents in which he made or attempted entry into the primarily occupied residences during the night. Only during one of them did he SA/R word that adult female. But no no other sort of nothing to say that he'd been picked up previously. Yeah, I don't see nothing. Yeah. No, I don't think he has been picked up before. Yeah, he is in the DNA system now. Could have been. Glad they caught him when he was 19 and not 45. Well, you know, so Australian money is very sharp. I know American money is made out of cloth. Well, yeah. Australian money is made out of plastic, polymer, fiber. Ask your Canadian sisters if they'd like to do that. I'm gonna guess they're gonna say no. It's very sharp, very pokey. I don't think that would be a good thing. Yeah, there you go. They caught him. Thank the work of that resident who called police quickly, and the police for thinking so quick in making a perimeter and able to track him down. All right, let's see what else I've got on my list of stuff to tell you. Let's see if I can head to Connecticut. Oh, we must have not have done this one when I. It's been on my list for a couple of days. I don't know why we didn't do it. Hold on.
Britain, where the man accused of killing his wife and critically injuring his mother-in-law faced a judge today.
That's right. He was arraigned on murder and assault charges. NBC Connecticut's Amanda Pitts is live from the courthouse now with the details we've learned today. Amanda?
Yeah, Mike, Keisha, court documents detail a gruesome scene where Brianna Ray was stabbed to death, her mother shot, all while her 2 young children watched on.
The case we have before us today is a tragedy.
After more than a day on the run, 45-year-old Christopher Ray faced murder and assault charges in New Britain Superior Court for allegedly stabbing his wife, 30-year-old Brianna Ray, and shooting her mother.
It's just heartbreaking, man. It's sad. It's very, very sad.
Police were called to the home on Prospect Street around 3 a.m. Monday, alerted by a family friend who was on the phone with Ray's mom when the chaos broke out, telling officers the couple had issues recently and she was worried something bad was going to happen. According to court documents, that friend heard what sounded like a scuffle and then punching and screaming and someone yelling, "No, Chris, no, don't." She then heard 4 to 6 loud bangs and someone screaming that Brianna was dead. The warrant also states that a family member was home and told police that Christopher, Brianna, and her mom came home around midnight. He heard 1 gunshot and then observed Christopher stabbing Brianna while on top of her with a bloody knife. To make matters worse, he said, their children were watching this happen, so he brought them to a separate room. Ray ran out of the apartment and wasn't found until Tuesday night, walking along the Berlin Turnpike. His friend watched on in court Wednesday, shocked at the allegations.
I was devastated because I know that he loved her. Like, you know, I know that he loved her, and I was with him when he met her, actually.
Bro, you have to learn that love does not equal killing someone. That stops the moment you commit that crime. You can't go on TV and be like, "Oh yeah, bro, I definitely thought like he loved her. He loved her. I was with her when he met her." No, like no. No. You have to walk that back. No. Violence is not love. I don't care how it happens, where it happens, how you get to that point, doesn't matter. Once you commit that, it's no longer love, it's abuse. And the fact that his friend can't recognize that tells me that, well, he's probably a crappy witness and the police shouldn't call on him for anything. And he sounds like he's still covering for his boy. Sounds like he's still trying to cover for him. He's a real jewel. The fact he did it in front of the children for a period of time too. Yeah, he is nothing as that man describes. Nothing. That is the wrong description for him.
We don't know what their home life was like.
Sorry. This is the time when we need to use the... Hopefully it works. If I swear and it doesn't work, I'm sorry. You know, who gives a fuck about that? Like really, who cares? Who cares what their home life was like? It doesn't really matter. Doesn't matter. You can't use that. It's like you're trying to paint over what happened with some sort of excuse about we don't know what happened at their home. Why did she kill him? I don't think so because he's in court. He's the one. Oh, yay! I still why doesn't it work? It works for me, but not for you guys. It worked last night and it doesn't work today. Oh well, we're gonna get demonetized again. I stopped monetizing my videos because it's not worth the effort. It's not worth it anymore. I have to basically sit there and I have to edit crap out and I have to do stuff. It worked last night. We tested it. We did a whole live show. We did a whole live show last night testing it. Oh well. I can hear it. I wonder why it's not working. I don't know what's going on. I can hear it. Watch. Yeah, let's see if we can put this here for you. I don't know. I don't know. What is it working now? I don't know. Yeah, so it beeps, but I don't know what's going on. It should work. I don't know what we're gonna have to do. That's weird. Some people are like, yeah, they could hear it, and some people are like, no, they couldn't hear it. Oh well. I don't know what's going on with this. We're gonna have to figure this out. So I'm in the program that controls. It's so loud on the program. All right, hold on. I'm gonna try something. Give me 1 sec. All right, I want to see if it works now. So I had my headphones in wireless mode, and I want to see if maybe that was what was causing the discrepancy here. Yeah, so it should be that reduce adjustment. All right, okay. Tell me if you hear it now that we're off because I had these on Bluetooth. Wonder if it works now. Let's see. Oh wait, I have to mute. Let me know if you could hear it that time. Let me know if it worked that time. Very low. I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on. I might have to talk to Elgato or StreamYard and find out like how you fix this because everything on my side it's super loud. Like it hurts my hearing when I've got the headphones on. But for you guys, it's ultra low. I don't understand. Sound mixer. The volume stream deck's up 100%. Low but heard it. I might have to email Elgato and find out why. Because I've heard other shows use it. I know there's other shows that use this exact thing for a swear button. There are other shows, Linus Tech Tips, they do the same thing. They use the same setup and it works for them and it's very loud. But I don't understand why it's not working for us. It should. I'm going to email StreamYard and Elgato and see if there's something to do with StreamYard. Because apparently, as long as it goes through the same soundboard, you should hear what I hear, which is that beeping noise. Like it's super loud through my headphones. It shouldn't be low volume for you. So we'll figure out why that's happening. We'll figure it out. Oh well. You heard me swear. I've sworn a million times. Kathy Lynch may faint, but she'll be all right. She'll return. She won't die. She may be offended for a few minutes, but she'll be all right. Yeah, I gotta figure this out. It's very strange. Like, this thing is very expensive. This stream deck I've got, it also controls audio. Like, I control my headset audio, the microphone. It's over $300. It's I say I say worse words than that. All right, hold on. Let's play the rest of this now.
Now, I spoke to a few of Brianna's friends who told me they want her to be remembered for her beautiful soul, for her deep love for her children, and for others. She worked as a nurse here in the city. As for Ray, his bond was set at $1 million.
Good. Set at $1 million. I mean, not only that, she's a very valuable member of our society. Like, nurses, they have such a hard job. They are the people who keep hospitals running. Like, they really do. Like, the doctors do a great job. Their surgeons do a good job. They are the ones who do all like the diagnostics and things like that. But the nurses are literally like the engine of hospitals and things like that. And she was someone who served her community as a nurse. That is extremely sad. And whoever his buddy is in the hat, that guy needs to get a new perspective on life if he thinks, you know, this is sort of like a don't ask, don't tell situation, which is how he tried to paint it with the whole, oh, we don't know what their home life was like. She's the one dead, buddy. Like, it's not him. He didn't have any cuts on him. He's not dead. I don't see any broken bones. He looks fine. So you can't try and paint this as this is some sort of like male and female inter DV relationship where they're both as bad as each other. No, no, no. She's dead. He murdered her. That's it. That's all you need to know. And you got to stop defending your friend. What are you going to do? Stick by his side for 25 years when he gets a fucking stretch in prison for murdering his partner? What are you going to do? Be there when he gets released and be like, bro, I always knew. I always knew it was always that B word. It was always her. Like, come on, man. That's why we have such problems in society with respecting women. Because you see these people like that back their buddy up 100 out of 100. Like, we all hear that, like, the bros before women thing, and you gotta back the boys and stuff. Like, that's one thing. Like, that's sort of like, yes, you should do that, but not like when he kills his partner. That's when you put the line in the sand and you say, no, no, no more. Like, you know, you killed someone. That's it. Even if you didn't kill her, even if you like hit her, that's enough to be like, enough, man. There's a responsibility you have to have at the same time to all humans, not just men. So she's a provider slain by the leech. Yeah. Yeah. It's frustrating. It's frustrating. They say here the affidavit says that police responded to the home just before 3 a.m. when a woman in Pennsylvania, a friend of Brianna's mother, called about a phone call she received from the mother. She said the mother had told her the couple were having trouble and that Reyes and the children were away from the house and she didn't know where they were. While they were on the phone, the family returned. The woman in Pennsylvania said she heard what sounded like someone punching, but before her friend called out, he beat her, call 911. She reported hearing a scuffle, screams, and Brianna yelling, no, Chris, no, don't, and several loud bangs. Another man, a family member who was playing video games in the home at the time, got on the phone and said, there's blood and bullets everywhere. When police arrived at the home, he was holding a spent bullet casing. He told police that Brianna's mother had been concerned something bad was going to happen to her daughter. He said he left the room where he was playing video games and saw Christopher stabbing his wife with a bloody knife and her mother on the floor with a gunshot wound. He said he ushered the children who were watching this happen to another room. What a good guy, that guy. Got the children out of there. And then yelled for Christopher to get out of the apartment, which he did. He then grabbed the mother's phone and spoke to the woman in Pennsylvania. The mother, who was not named, was reportedly hospitalized in critical condition. Brianna was pronounced dead on the scene. She had stab wounds to her neck and torso. That's not just like, it's overkill. That's what it is. Investigators said surveillance video from next door showed a black Chevrolet Silverado, apparently registered to Ray, back out of the driveway around the time of the killing. They were unable to ping his phone because he turned it off. They say while searching for him, they found another truck he owns for his landscaping business. A man inside told them that he had called him crying, saying he did something very unnormal and that something crazy happened. The man told police that he said he couldn't live anymore. Back at the home, Christopher's mother arrived around 4 a.m. and said he called her to say he was in trouble. He didn't respond when he asked what he had done. Police did not say if they recovered the weapons used in the attack, but did say that Christopher is a convicted felon who is barred from having guns or ammunition. Christopher appeared before a judge on Wednesday and was given a $1 million bond. Yeah, those poor children had to witness it until that other male in the house removed them from the situation and put them in a room where they could not see. Possibly never. Yeah, those poor children are going to be traumatized about what they witnessed. Really, really disgusting. What an absolute pig of a man. I just thought we'd have a quick look. I just wanted to check up on Townsville for a sec. Hold on. Wanted to see what the radar was up to. Just to see what our friends in Queensland are doing. Yeah, it looks like here. Look at all that rain come through. Just constantly over the same areas over and over. So it looks like Ingham is maybe out of the firing line at the moment, actually. It looks like possibly the rain's going to give them a little bit of reprieve. I don't know for how long, but you can see them right there. They got a couple of bands coming, though. And there's some up north that are making it south. So the rain not fully stopped from them, but the complete covery stuff is gone. It seems to be letting up at least a little bit for them who have been copping it for already about 24 hours. But further south, it's just like a paint by numbers kit. There's just so many different colors on the screen right now. You can't even tell where different towns are, or it's just all rain. So those poor people up north, I hope they're doing okay. Hopefully the kids can go to the family member, yeah. Looks like Scottish weather. It does a little bit. It does. All right. What time is it? All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen. It's very late in the morning. Let's get out of here for the night. I jumped on a little early, hoping that would be good for everyone, and because Trish wasn't doing a live show today. So I hope it was a fun show. I hope you enjoyed listening to Rebe and talking to her and hearing about her experiences up north. Oh, RX Girl. RX Girl, thank you. I don't know. I must have missed it. I'm so sorry. Thanks for making my week of third shift bearable. Thank you, my friend. I hope the late shift is doing okay with you. Send me some photos sometime. You don't have to include your name of your workplace or whatever, but show me something from your work that is unique, and we'll put it up on the show. Show me something that you do every day at work that you find interesting, or maybe people wouldn't know about, and show us what you do in your work for day to day. That would be fun. Okay, yeah. I hope you had a great show. It was fun listening to Rebe. Our thoughts go out to the people in Queensland. I hope that this rain stops soon. It just looks terrible up there. I'll show you a few more photos before we go. These are the people in the rain packing sandbags for their homes, like trying to get enough sand that they can keep some water out. How much water? I have no idea. You see all these people going door to door. There's a military guy probably a guy with maybe the police or SES or something. I don't know. Who is that? I don't know who that is. And a cop. So you got a cop, military dude, and maybe someone from SES or I don't know. But they're telling residents to get out. Oh, he might be an MP. Oh, he's Herbert MP Philip Thompson. Okay. So you got a politician, an army dude, and a police guy. And they're just going around talking to people. They're saying Herbert MP Philip Thompson warned residents against comparing current extreme weather to any historic storms that have come back before. They're saying, I know we've all been through natural disasters, but they're all different. Whether someone thinks this is as bad as the previous one, this is a different one. If the experts are giving you that advice, then people should adhere to it. That is good advice. I agree. Hey, it's Dean. Hey, Dean. More than 8,000 without power right now in North Queensland. About 6,000 homes in Hinchinbrook, almost 2,000 in Townsville, and 600 in Mackay are suffering from a power outage. According to Ergon Energy, we've had to begin proactively shutting off power in some low-lying pockets of Townsville for public safety. We're only doing de-energizing where it's absolutely essential. We know it's tough to be without power, but safety of customers, emergency services, and our teams have to come first. Due to the extent of the flood threat, the need to move quickly to safeguard everyone, we unfortunately can't give advance notice about de-energization. Outages will appear in the outage finder, and when we're able to reassess the situation and any damage, we'll then be able to provide accurate restoration estimates. So they're saying that this could continue for people. Yeah, schools are closed. Check the list if you think your school might be closed. 62 state schools, 11 independents, and 21 Catholic schools have been closed across North Queensland on Monday, tomorrow. And giant boat. Tomorrow, I want to do this. This looks like a good one. Sorry, I don't want to jump from things, but cold case detectives arrest 61-year-old man on suspicion of murdering the Lady of the Hills. 21 years after her half-naked body was found dumped at a Yorkshire beauty spot in a crime that baffled cops for years. We'll go into this tomorrow night for Sunday Nights with Ping. Let me do some digging overnight into this cold case, and we'll cover that tomorrow night. That looks like a interesting one. Anytime I can do UK true crime, I love it. All right, just see if there's any new updates here for Queenslanders. See new post. Off-duty police officer discovers body of first flood victim. They say a woman has died in Queensland floods with her body found at 9:20 a.m. on Sunday. It's understood SES personnel were transporting members of the public when their boat hit a tree and flipped, tipping 6 people into the water. 5 people were rescued, and an off-duty police officer found the body of the missing woman, who was not SES crew, a short time later. They said there has been the loss of life in floodwaters. Our thoughts and prayers are with that family. What a sad way to go for that woman. Yeah, they're saying here Queensland town cops more than 700 millimeters of rain in 24 hours. Yeah, you can see some of these rain readings, up to 100 millimeters plus in this region here, and even some to the south as well. So I hope everyone in Queensland is okay. She is doing a little bit better. She's doing somewhat better. She's feeling a little better. I will. I'll speak to Reby overnight tonight. I'll get an update out of Townsville tomorrow, and I'll let you know how the people of Townsville are coping tomorrow for the live show. Yeah, she was being rescued, and the boat that they rescued her on flipped. They were able to rescue 5 of them, but the 6th person was unaccounted for and eventually found deceased in the water. You Rube? Yeah, you Rube. Hey, I love you all. Thank you to James Avery for gifting a membership, and thank you to RX Girl for the lovely message. I hope you have a great third shift, RX Girl. I will see you tomorrow night. Hey, I keep getting people asking me to put the links back in the description. They have been fixed. I fixed the automation thing. They're back again under the video if you need them. Good night, everyone. Hey, have a great Sunday tomorrow night. Tomorrow for everyone in the USA. It is Monday morning in Australia for us, so it's back to the work week. YouTube, okay, YouTube. Love you all. Be safe out there. If you're up in North Queensland, please get to higher ground if you need to. Don't try and stay and fight this one, especially if you're in a flood zone. It just looks horrific up there. Peace out. Good night. Bye bye. See you later. Until tomorrow. Bye.